Hi, and welcome back to this new video tutorial of Shopware 6. In today's video tutorial, what we'll be doing is we'll be checking out our new plugin, that's the Shopware 6 Purchase Order extension. Now, using this particular extension, the admin of the Shopware 6 store would be able to create and manage the suppliers in the first place. Apart from that, he'll also be able to create and manage the quotations and the purchase orders from the admin backend panel there using the plugin configuration settings itself. Now, kindly note that the admin would also be able to manage the shipping and the payment methods for the suppliers there. Apart from that, this particular extension allows you to create the purchase orders automatically as well as manually. In the case of automatic purchase order creation, whenever the particular product goes beyond the low quantity stock that has been set up in the admin backend configuration settings, at that time an automatic purchase order is created there. Apart from that, there is no quotation that is created in the case of the automatic purchase order, and directly a purchase order is created there whenever the product goes beyond the low stock configuration that has been set for the creation of the purchase order in the plugins configuration settings there. Now, in the case of manual purchase order creation, you will be able to create the quotations in the first place. Then if you approve the quotations, then they go on to the next phase, that is the purchase order, and then you'll be able to basically verify those ones, the purchase orders there, and then you can confirm the purchase orders to receive the shipments from the suppliers there as per your own requirement itself. So now in today's video tutorial, what I'll be doing is I'll be demonstrating you the particular functionality of this particular plugin, that's the Shopware 6 Purchase Order Management in the admin backend panel, wherein initially we'll be checking out the initial configuration settings for the plugin. Then we'll be seeing how the admin would be able to create and manage the suppliers there. Apart from that, we'll be seeing how the products of the store would be able to be assigned to the respective suppliers there. Apart from that, we'll also be seeing how we can create the quotations manually, how we can manage the purchase orders in the admin backend panel as well, and the rest of the configuration settings as well. But before I proceed further with this particular video tutorial today, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. So first of all, let's hop on to the Shopware 6 admin backend panel, and let's see the workflow and the admins in, and then we'll be seeing the rest of the workflow at the storefront as well. So for the same, let's hop on to the Shopware 6 backend panel now. So right now you can see that I'm at the Shopware 6 backend panel right now. So what we'll be doing is, first of all, we'll be logging into the backend panel by entering the username, password, and tapping on the login button thereafter. So let's get ahead and let's log into the Shopware 6 backend panel first. So I'll just tap here on the login button. Now, after the successful installation of this particular plugin, you'll find different options under the settings section here. So if I go to the settings and I go to extensions, I'll find purchase order, where we can manage the purchase orders, purchase order configuration, where we can configure the purchase order configuration initially. Then we have the purchase order quotation, where we can manage the quotations as per the requirement there. And then we have the purchase order suppliers, where we can basically create and manage the suppliers for the products there, and we can assign the products to the respective suppliers that we have created as well. But before I proceed further with this particular video there and demonstrate you the rest of the configuration settings and the workflow at the customer's end as well, kindly note that after you successfully purchase this particular plugin, you will get one zip file. And to install the particular plugin within your Shopware 6 store, what you need to do is you need to go to extensions and my extensions, and here you need to upload that particular file using the upload extension button. And after you have uploaded it up, you'll find the particular plugin being installed. As you can see here right now, that's the purchase order, and after it has been installed, you can enable it up by tapping on this particular toggle button that you can see on the left hand side to the purchase order itself. Apart from that, if you want to uninstall this particular plugin, you can choose the uninstall option here for the respective extension there. Now, coming down to the settings section, once again, here we will first initially see the purchase order configuration settings that need to be done initially before we make use of the particular plugin within our store there. So let's go to the purchase order configuration section here, and let me tap on that. Now here we are having the general settings. the shipping settings, the payment settings, and the mail settings. Now the very first section, that's the general setting, includes the default quotation quantity. Now whenever you are basically creating a quotation manually in the admin backend panel, at that time if you're not entering the default quotation quantity there, or the quotation quantity while you're creating a particular quotation there, then this particular entered quantity here would be the default quotation quantity for the respective quotation that you're going to create. Then we have the generate purchase order on order placed. Now here you can choose between enable and disable. If it's disabled, then the purchase order would not be created whenever a customer places the order for a particular product there. So if you enable this option, then you'll be able to set up the low stock quantity for purchase order generation. So for example, I'm having a product with the quantity 5 there, and I've set the generate purchase order on order placed as enabled, and I've set the low stock quantity for purchase order generation as 2. Now in this case, what will happen is that if the actual quantity of the product is 5 and the customer is purchasing 3 quantities there, then we are left with the what we say as the low stock quantity of 2 there for the particular product. So in this case, an automatic purchase order would be created and would be assigned to the respective supplier there to whom we have assigned this particular product to. Then we have the default purchase order quantity. Now in the case when the automatic purchase order is being created, there is no need for you to enter the default purchase quantity. That would be assigned for the respective product to the supplier there. So whatever purchase order quantity or the default purchase order quantity that you have set here within this particular section would be assigned to the product there whenever an automatic purchase order is created on order placed there by the customer. Then we have the shipping settings. So here you can choose the shipping method name that would be assigned to the suppliers there. Then you can set up the default shipping cost, default text cost. In the same way, you can set up the payment settings for the suppliers there. So you can choose between the payment methods here. So you can add the payment methods as per your own requirement there. And then we have the mail settings. Now in the mail settings, you will be able to enter the subject of the quotation email to the admin. So the quotation email to the admin, for that you can set up the title and you can enter the contents of the quotation email to the admin using the different what we say as the codes here. For example, a new quotation is added, the details are here, the payment method and the code for the same, short code, that's the payment method. So the payment method would automatically be displayed. For the shipping method, the shipping method would be displayed. For the shipping cost, the shipping cost. The shipping start date, end date, and the product details would be displayed within the particular email for the quotation that has been created and has been sent out to the admin as well. In the similar way, you will be able to enter the subject of quotation email to the supplier, and you can enter the title and you can enter the contents of the quotation email to the supplier there. Then we have the subject of the purchase order email to admin. So the purchase order email is also sent out to the admin there. So here you can enter the what we say is the contents for the purchase order email to the admin as well. And in the similar way, you can set up the subject of the purchase order email to the supplier there, and you can set up the contents of the purchase order email to the supplier as well. And after making these configuration settings, what you need to do is you just need to set up, or you have to tap here on the save button to save the configuration settings. Now let's go back to the settings and then extensions. So this was how we can make the initial configuration settings there. Now let's see how in the first place would the admin of the Shopware 6 be able to create the suppliers in the first place, and how you'll be able to assign the store products to the suppliers there. To do so, you have to go to the purchase order supplier option that we have. So let's tap on that. And if you've already created the suppliers, you'll find the complete list of suppliers that you've created with the company name, owner name, email address, zip code, status as well. So from here you can tap on any of the particular suppliers to check their product list, their quotation list, their purchase list, or you can edit or you can delete them as well as per your own requirement there. So for example, for the company ABCD, the owner who is Jack Smith, so if I tap here, I can check the product list or the products that we have assigned to this particular supplier there. So you can see the details of the products as well. So if you want to remove the products, you can delete the products as well as per your own requirement there. So for example, I want to delete this one, I can delete it out and the particular one would be deleted. For example, I want to delete this one as well, the particular one would be deleted as well. So to add a supplier, I'll just tap here on the add supplier button and I'll make the status of the supplier as active. Then we'll be entering the company detail or the company name there. So let's set it as test company. I'll set the email address test@company.com. I'll set the website name test.com. Then we have the owner details. I'll choose the salutation. I'll set up the owner name test owner, for example. I'll enter the telephone number. If there's a fax number, I can enter that as well. Then I can choose the address here. So let's set it as 32 Street Lane, California 90001, and the country would be USA. And then here we have the option to assign the store products to this particular supplier there. So for example, if I want to assign the bag product here, I can select that up, the bag would be assigned, and then I'll just tap here on the save button thereafter. Okay, so the supplier has not been saved. Okay, everything is correct there. Let me assign one more product to this, and let's tap here on the save button. So actually the supplier should be saved there. I don't know why this issue is there. Test 1, for example, test 1 company, or maybe there's a same supplier with the same name there. Okay, no issues there. So this is how we can create a supplier there, and after you created this supplier, the particular supplier would be listed in this particular section here, and then you'll be able to tap on these three horizontal line dots here, and you can check the products that you have assigned to the particular supplier there. And if you wish to check the quotation list, you can check the quotation list that has been assigned to the same. And if you want to check the purchase orders that have been assigned, you can check the purchase orders, the automatic as well as the manual ones. So for the automatic ones, you can also see the order number associated with the same, and for the manual ones, you will not see the order number being associated there. And accordingly, you can see the status for the purchase orders as well, whether converted to PO, completed, or the other ones as well. So this was the procedure of creating the suppliers in the first place then, and assigning the products to the suppliers. Now let's go back to the settings here, and let's go to the extensions. Now let me show you how we can generate the purchase orders manually. To generate the purchase order manually, first of all, the admin of the Shopware 6 needs to create a quotation and assign it to a particular supplier there. For example, let's go to the purchase order quotation. I'm sorry for that. And here you can see that we have assigned different what we say as the quotations, or we have created the quotations with their status as pending and cancelled, as you can see here, with the supplier name, the ordered quantity, their status, and the creation date. To add a quotation, I'll just tap here on the add quotation button, and on the new quotation page, I'll select the supplier. For example, I'll choose Jack Smith, and then I'll be choosing the shipping method for, or the shipping details for the same. The shipping cost, for example, let's set it as 12. Then we'll choose the shipping start date. Let's set it as 22nd. The expected delivery date of the shipment, let's set it as 26th. And let me set it at 32 Street Lane, California. I'll choose the payment method here as per the requirement for this one. And then we have the add product to quotation option. So here I'll tap on the add product, and I'll tap here on the add button under the add product, under the actions column here, to add a product. And from the drop down, we'll see all of the products that have been assigned to this particular supplier there. And for example, I'll choose the watch product, and automatically the price is popped up. Now the ordered quantity, initially when we were checking the initial configuration settings, there we had the option to set the default quotation quantity. So if we are not entering the ordered quantity here, then the default quotation quantity would be entered here, that we had set as 50 there. And if you're not entering the text, the default text would be applicable there. So let me for the time being set it as 12, and let me leave it as empty, and let me tap here on the add button. So you can see automatically the ordered quantity has been set to 50 there, and the text to 12. If I want to remove this product, I can remove it up, or if I want to add more products to this particular quotation list, then I can tap here on the add product button. Now after I've entered these details here, for the quotation I'll tap here on the save button and the particular quotation would be saved, and we'll be able to see the particular quotation details thereafter. So you can see that the quotation has been saved. Jack Smith at the very top, order quantity 50, status is pending, creation date is the creation date is 22nd November there. This is the actual one there. So from here we can edit it as well. If I tap on the edit, I can scroll down and here's the watch product with the order quantity, tax details and the grand total as 6,900 euros there. Now this is how we can create the quotation under the settings and extensions and purchase order quotation here. Now after the quotation has been created here, you can also go to settings, extensions, purchase order suppliers, and for example let's go to the particular owner Jack Smith to which we had assigned this particular quotation to, and let's go to the quotation list, and here you can see 22nd November, today's date, Jack Smith, the particular quotation is visible here and we can edit it out as well. Now after the quotation has been sent out to the supplier, then the supplier can respond back on the email that they have received for the particular quotation and sorry for that. And if the admin finds the particular quotation okay to go, then the admin, what he can go do is he can go either to settings, extensions, purchase order quotations, Jack Smith, 22nd November. He can edit it from here, or he can go to settings, extensions, purchase order suppliers, the particular supplier, and go to quotation list and go to the particular one that he had created, edit it up and change the status from pending to converted to PO, and then he can tap here on the save button. So after the mail has been received from the supplier and the admin has approved the particular one, the admin can convert that particular quotation into a purchase order, and after the purchase order has been created for that particular quotation, the quotation would be removed from the quotation list there and it would be set up in the purchase order list. Now if I go to settings, extensions, and the purchase order quotation has been removed from the purchase order quotation section from here, and it has now been set up under the purchase order section. So if I go to the purchase order section, here you can see the particular one, because this is manual, so it's saying not applicable. Jack Smith, order quantity 50, received quantity is 0, converted to PO on 22nd November, as you can see. So from here we can edit this particular purchase order as well, and after we edited it up, we can now whenever the admin of the Shopware 6 is about to receive the shipment and he gets the details for the shipment receiving that, what he can do is he can convert the PO to confirm. So if I confirm this PO now and I tap here on the save button, then the received option would be enabled. Let's save it up, and after we have saved this purchase order and we've changed the status to confirm that, we'll be able to see the received section there. So you can see that the purchase order is now saved, and for the particular one here you can see that now it's confirmed in the confirm status there. Now if I edit it out, you can see that the received section is enabled now. Now you can see that the watch product, order quantity 50, received quantity empty. Now if the admin receives the particular product there, then he can set up the ready to receive, and he can set up the received quantity, for example 50. Even if you are getting less quantity there, then you can need not to confirm this particular one, and whenever the next date of the received shipment is there, at that time when you receive the rest of the quantity there, then you can update that up here, and then you can altogether complete this particular purchase order there. So for now let's set it as 50 ordered and 50 received, and I tap here on the receive now. So you can see that the received quantity is updated successfully. Now if I go to the details, I can now basically confirm from, I can change the status of this purchase order from confirm to completed. So let's use it completed, and let's tap here on the save button thereafter. After tapping on the save button, the particular purchase order would be completed. The purchase order is saved, and now if I close it out, you can see the order number is not available there for this manual purchase order creation, for which we had initially created the purchase order quotation, then we confirmed the quotation, then it went to purchase order, then we confirmed the same, and then we had the option to receive the shipment there. And after receiving the shipment, then we basically what we did is that we completed the purchase order there, so it's showing it as completed, as you can see, for the 22nd November itself. So this was the procedure for the manual purchase order creation. Now let's see how we can do the automatic purchase order there. So for the same, what I've done is this is the Shopware 6 section here, and I've created one category with the name purchase order, and I have added the purchase order products here. So here I have one test product with the name watch product. Let me add it to the shopping cart there, and let's set the quantity as 2, and let's proceed to the checkout there. And I need to log into my account there. Let's log into the account there. We tap OK, never, and I'll select I've read and accepted the general terms and conditions. And here's the watch product. I'm ordering 2 quantity. So now whenever the quantity of the product goes below the low stock quantity that we have set up for the automatic purchase order creation, at that time the automatic purchase order would be created for this particular product and would be assigned to the respective supplier there. So let's tap here on the submit order button, and as soon as the order gets completed, you can see that the order number is 10053. Now if I go to the backend here and I go to settings and I go to extensions and I go to purchase order, you can see that right now it's not basically showing it. I'll have to go to settings, extensions, purchase order suppliers, and here's the supplier with the particular product, that's the watch product here. And here I'll go to the purchase list. Okay, it's not showing right now, the 10053 here. Let me go back and let me go to the purchase order once again, and let me go to the add to shopping cart, and let me add a few more products there, and let's proceed to the checkout. Terms and conditions will be selected. I'll tap on the submit order button there, and after tapping on the submit order button, the order would be completed. Now if I come back to this particular section, sorry for that, the particular purchase order should be displayed here, right? So here you can see that we have the automatic purchase order as well being generated. That's 10052 for the 10052 order number, and it has automatically been converted to the PO, and the date is 22nd November there, as you can see. So yes, that was much about the Shopware 6 purchase order extension there, and I hope that this particular video helped you out in understanding the workflow of this particular plugin in the first place. So if you still have any questions, queries, sessions, or requirements regarding the same, then you can anytime get back to us at support@webcool.com, or you can raise a ticket at webcool.uvidesk.com as well. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video, and have a great day ahead.